Terrified her husband might be cheating, So-hee made it her morning routine to empty his clip before he left the house, so he'd have no bullets left for other women. But that night, Mon-gil still got a flirty text. That was all the proof So-hee needed. Her gut had been right. Her husband really might be having an affair. She immediately opened her laptop and searched signs your husband is cheating. Working late all the time, dodging calls, always coming home already fed. Mon-gil checked every single box. So-hee found a private detective online. The detective promised that for the right price, he could find out even how many hairs were on Mon-gil's body. But at the last second, So-hee hesitated. She wanted the truth, but was terrified it might be exactly what she feared. After she got home, the more she looked at Mon-gil, the more he looked like a cheating husband. The seed of suspicion had fully taken root. In the end, she hired the detective anyway. But the moment the detective started tailing him, he was completely stunned. The golf balls Mon-gil hit flew like bullets, and the guy had insane stamina. Mon-gil was either on a date or hitting on someone new. Even more outrageous, he almost always scored. He never took them to hotels. Every time, he parked at the same spot by the beach. Neighbors had gotten so used to it, they'd come out just to watch the car dance. The more So-hee heard, the more shocked she became. After every round, Mon-gil always told her he was exhausted. So how was he handling that many women? Soon, the detective pulled out more hidden camera footage. While Mon-gil was out with one woman, he secretly slipped his number to a bartender. One date hadn't even ended, and he was already lining up the next. The detective told So-hee that any woman she saw on the street could end up in that rocking car with her husband. Then, he dropped another bomb. Mon-gil had 4 marriage certificates. The detective checked them over and over, and even he had to admit, this man had actually been married 4 times. He was so impressed, he almost wanted to pay Mon-gil for lessons. So-hee completely fell apart. She grabbed a knife, ready to permanently disarm Mon-gil, but in the end, she still couldn't go through with it. The next day, the detective uncovered something even crazier. He started to suspect Mon-gil might not even be human. They followed him all the way to a gas station, where Mon-gil wasn't fueling up his car, he was fueling up himself. So-hee was completely horrified. She had no idea how to face this man anymore. After getting home, she took one sip of water and immediately couldn't breathe. Then, she collapsed. Mon-gil had already poisoned the water because he wanted to marry a 5th wife. At the hospital, Mon-gil played the grieving husband. The moment the doctor pronounced So-hee dead, agents from multiple insurance companies rushed in for his signature. He had taken out massive policies on her long ago. So-hee's friend grew suspicious right away and confronted Mon-gil on the spot. They started fighting, but right then, So-hee suddenly sat up. She wasn't dead. She had somehow pulled through. So-hee knew Mon-gil was behind all of it. She couldn't wait any longer. On the way home, she shot her friend a look. It was now or never. But at that very moment, Mon-gil floored it and drove straight into the guardrail. The car flipped off the cliff. This time, Mon-gil dropped the act. Everyone fled into an abandoned factory with Mon-gil right behind them. Just when he thought he had them, he was suddenly surrounded. Turns out, he had long been on the radar of a research institute that studied people with superhuman abilities. A tranquilizer dart hit him, and Mon-gil dropped on the spot before being hauled away. And So-hee's life finally went back to normal.